Welcome to Mr. English Hub. I'm Paul.
And I'm Rachel.
So today we're doing a deep dive into something you might think is pretty straightforward, gratitude. But we're aiming to go way past just, the quick thank you. We're digging into the science. Why is this practice potentially one of the most powerful tools you actually have for your mental and physical health?
Exactly. We had a listener ask for this deep dive. And they specifically wanted, richer language, ways to express really deep thanks.
Right. More than just the basics.
Yeah. So our mission today is kind of threefold. We'll unpack the science, like the hard data on why being grateful genuinely makes you happier and healthier. And then we'll give you 6 specific English phrases, tools to really elevate how you express appreciation, especially for things that happened in the past.
Okay, sounds good. Let's start with the core idea then. What is gratitude beyond the simple dictionary definition? The quality of being thankful seems a bit thin.
It is a bit thin, yeah. Because the researchers who really study this, people like Robert Emmons, they define the practice of gratitude as something much deeper. It's built on 2 key elements, really.
2 elements, okay.
That's right. So the first one is you need to affirm that there's actual goodness in your life. You have to recognize the positive things, the gifts, maybe the tailwinds that help you along.
Okay, so noticing the good stuff, that seems fairly intuitive. What's the second part? You said that's what makes it more than just a passing feeling.
Yes, exactly. The second part is crucial. It's acknowledging, kind of humbly, that the source of this goodness isn't entirely you. It lies, at least partially, outside yourself.
Yeah.
These good things come from other people, maybe external forces, some might say a higher power. Right. It's recognizing you receive the good fortune, you don't just generate it all yourself.
So it's recognition, not necessarily ownership. That's interesting. And you mentioned earlier this idea of catharsis. How does thankfulness lead to that kind of emotional release for our listener?
Well, it means gratitude isn't just about feeling happy-clappy. It actually helps you process and release strong emotions, even difficult ones. By focusing on what you do have, you naturally start to communicate about it. You reminisce, you relish those past positive moments. And that whole process is inherently therapeutic. It strengthens your memory for the good times too.
That connects nicely to the science part, the actual data. You mentioned the Harvard Adult Development Study. That's the really long one, right? What did they find specifically about grateful people?
They found quite clearly that grateful people are happier. They tend to live longer, and they're generally healthier overall. The current director of that study, actually, he emphasizes that learning to practice gratitude is one of the most effective psychological tools we have.
Yeah.
And the positive effect, it can be almost immediate.
Wow. It's still amazing that an emotional sort of cognitive practice translates into actual physical results you can measure. What's the underlying mechanism? Why does it work?
The core mechanism seems to be redirection. Gratitude basically forces your attention onto what you have. And doing that effectively disrupts those negative thought loops, the ones focusing on what you lack. It acts like a cognitive counterbalance. It even helps you encode positive memories more strongly, which shields you from things like depression and chronic stress.
And that Harvard study also pinpointed relationships as the biggest factor for long-term happiness, didn't it?
It did, yes. The strongest factor.
So how does being thankful feed into stronger social bonds?
Well, gratitude is essentially social glue. When you express genuine thanks, it triggers positive feelings in both the person giving the thanks and the person receiving it.
Right.
That reinforces the bond between you. It even motivates what scientists call altruism, basically. Being more willing to help others, maybe even sacrificing a little personal gain for the good of the group.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's look at the health data more closely. The physical results are, frankly, pretty astonishing. Better sleep, you mentioned, but what about the long-term hard data benefits?
Oh, the list is quite long. We see connections to a lower risk of heart disease, diabetes, even some types of cancer.
Really?
Yeah. It seems to actively strengthen the immune system, reduces inflammation markers in the body, and it can even reduce how intensely people perceive chronic pain and that better sleep. Often it's because focusing on positive, grateful thoughts before bed helps calm the nervous system. It directly combats insomnia for many people.
And beyond the physical stuff, the mental and behavioral changes are just as important, I imagine.
Absolutely. Mentally, you see higher reported well-being, less depression, lower stress levels, definitely higher self-confidence, and better emotional resilience, especially the ability to forgive both yourself and others. And behaviorally, Gratitude tends to make people more future-focused, which sounds abstract, but it translates into better long-term self-control. Things like improved eating habits, exercising more regularly, even saving money more effectively.
Okay, so we've got the profound why. Now let's tackle the how. Our listener wants richer language, ways to express this deep gratitude in English, moving beyond just thank you, especially looking back at past events or experiences.
Right. So the first key step is using the core feeling words. Grateful or thankful. You want to build your sentence around that feeling. Use common structures like, I'm grateful for the thing, I'm grateful to the person, or I'm grateful that something happened.
Okay, so something like, I'm grateful to my mentor for teaching me those strategies. That works because it's specific, connects the feeling to an action and a person, shows more thought.
Precisely. That specificity is key. Now, next up, if you want to express thanks, but also show you recognize the influence or the lasting value of that past experience, use I appreciate.
Ah, okay. So it adds a layer of recognition.
Exactly. Intellectual recognition, not just raw emotion. You can follow it with that, the fact that, or how.
Like, I appreciate how my years of training really carried me through the toughest moments of that project. That phrasing highlights the value of the past effort, doesn't it?
It does. Now, if you want something even deeper, maybe something that captures a sense of good fortune, almost a spiritual recognition, you can start with, I feel blessed.
Blessed. That feels quite profound.
It is, and it signals that depth. It's a strong sentence starter. You can follow it with that, to, for, or with.
So, I feel blessed for having another chance to rebuild my business after that setback. Something like that.
Perfect example. And related to that is a very common idiom. I count my blessings.
Oh, yeah. Hear that one a lot.
It's just a quick way to acknowledge the good things, the positive inventory in your life. And you can even intensify it if you're feeling particularly relieved or thankful. I count my blessings twice.
Speaking of good fortune, the next phrase is kind of similar. I'm fortunate. When would you use this one specifically?
This is great when you're reflecting on the past and feel a mix of luck and thankfulness. It combines those two feelings.
Okay. Lucky and thankful.
Yeah. Like, I feel fortunate for having such an amazing team around me. It acknowledges, maybe a bit of luck in finding them, but also deep thankfulness for their contributions.
Got it. Okay, now the last one sounds quite serious. I'm indebted. That word debt usually has a negative feel, doesn't it? Are we trying to make someone feel obligated?
That's a really important distinction. While indebtedness often implies owing something back, when we use I'm indebted in this positive gratitude context, it means something different.
Okay.
It means you feel so profoundly grateful for the kindness or help you received that you feel a strong desire, almost a commitment, to pay that type of kindness forward, to share similar empathy or generosity with others in the future.
So it's about future reciprocity, maybe towards anyone, not necessarily direct repayment. You'd structure it like, I'm indebted to someone.
Exactly. Like, I'm indebted to my sister for guiding me through that really difficult time. It's acknowledging a deep, lasting, positive influence and signaling your own intention to be that kind of person.
Right. A powerful one. Okay, so we have the language now, but making this a consistent practice, that's the real challenge, isn't it? Let's talk about actionable steps. You have 4 tips. Let's start with tip 1. Simple intensifiers.
Yes, sometimes small words make a big difference. Use intensifiers like forever, eternally, or extremely to boost the feeling. I'm forever grateful for their kindness.
Why does that help?
It just adds weight and sincerity. And it kind of guards against that natural human tendency to start taking ongoing kindness for granted over time.
Okay, simple but effective. Tip 2 is the classic gratitude journal. Lots of people talk about this, but the research has specific pointers on how to do it well, right?
Absolutely. This is a major tool in positive psychology. You only need, say, 3 to 5 minutes. But how you write is key. The experts stress focusing on specificity.
Not just, I'm grateful for my family.
Right, that's too general. Generalization leads to adaptation, meaning it stops having an impact. Better to write, I'm grateful my coworker Sarah brought me soup on Tuesday when I was feeling down. That vivid detail, that boosts the emotional effect.
Makes sense. And you should also include a why.
Yes. Always try to include a causal explanation.
Yeah.
Ask yourself why this good thing happened. Reflecting on the cause forces deeper thinking. You don't just note the gift, you process the intention behind it, which significantly boosts happiness.
Interesting. And what about frequency? Should you journal every single day?
Well, there's some debate, but quite a bit of evidence suggests that writing maybe 1 to 3 times per week might actually be more effective than daily.
Oh, Why is that?
It seemed to help avoid it becoming a chore, adaptation and tedium setting in. Most studies find that listing somewhere between 3 to 10 specific items per entry gives the best results for actually fostering gratitude.
Okay, so quality and specificity over just daily quantity. Got it. Tip 3. Write a note or letter. Seems old-fashioned, maybe?
Maybe, but don't underestimate it. A simple handwritten note or even a thoughtful email expressing gratitude. It's powerful. There's a specific intervention called the gratitude visit, where people write and deliver such a letter. Studies show it causes a significant, albeit sometimes temporary, spike in happiness for the person writing it. It's an easy, high-impact action you can take anytime.
Nice. And the final tip, number 4, vocalizing and sharing. Don't just write it, say it.
Yeah, don't keep it all inside. Saying what you're grateful for out loud actually helps cement it in your own memory.
Okay.
And sharing it with others. That goes back to the social glue idea. It strengthens bonds. There's this theory called the find, remind, bind theory. You find something positive, you remind yourself, and maybe others, by vocalizing it. And that helps bind you closer to the people involved or who hear it.
Find, remind, bind. I like that. Okay, so wrapping up, what we've really learned today is that gratitude isn't just a passive feeling. It's a conscious choice, a practice that can literally rewire your brain for more resilience.
And it boosts physical health, everything from your immune system to sleep quality. And it acts as vital social glue, strengthening the relationships that are so key to our well-being.
Yeah, the science seems really clear. Integrating this practice seems like one of the simplest yet most effective things you can do for both immediate and long-lasting happiness.
Absolutely. It's a powerful emotional training tool, useful in pretty much every area of your life.
So as you go about your day after listening to this, here's a final thought to chew on, building on that research. We usually think of gratitude as spontaneous, right? Something you just feel.
Often reactive.
But the research suggests maybe we can actually plan for it. So how could you maybe proactively identify potential moments of goodness in your upcoming day? Maybe set a reminder, jot down a quick list of things to look out for. The idea is you don't just wait to feel grateful spontaneously. You choose to be mindful, ready to notice the good when it happens. And then you can use those 6 phrases we talked about to really articulate that choice. Something to think about.